Hello. In this example, we want to use the correct order of operations to evaluate the following. Leave answers as improper fractions if necessary. Okay, so again, the order of operations. There is a set of parentheses here, 2/3 plus 1. Now, that's technically 1 and 2/3, but let's think of the 1 as a fraction. And again, because this is an integer, the denominator has to be 1. So 1 is just 1 over 1. All cubed plus 11. Excellent. Now, the denominator, the common denominator between 2/3 and 1 over 1 is, well, 3, because 1 goes into 3 times. So that's going to give us negative parentheses 2/3 plus 3/3, all cubed plus 11. 2/3 plus 3/3, add the numerators. 2 plus 3 is 5. The denominator stays as a 3. And now we have just evaluated the parentheses. Next, let's look at the exponents. There is one, and the very first thing to the left of the exponent is the parentheses, the entire 5/3. So this is 5/3 times 5/3 times 5/3. In other words, 5 cubed and 3 cubed. So we have negative, and then 5 cubed is 125. 3 cubed is 27. Be careful not to say 15 and 9. That's not quite right. Remember, this is exponentiation, which means take the base and multiply it by the number of times that the exponent says. And then plus 11 at the end. And at this point, we need to make sure that we go ahead and just add or subtract here, which we're going to add. Now, just a reminder, because there is an integer here, that's an over 1 with that, which means I need a common denominator between 27 and 1, which will be 27. So this is going to give me negative 125 over 27 plus something over 27. Now, you could just do 11 times 27 in the calculator, but you don't actually need to, because when you multiply by 11s, there's actually a very nifty trick with multiplying a double-digit number by an 11. So take the 27, move the 2 to the left, move the 7 to the right, and for the middle, what's 2 plus 7? Well, it's 9. So it means that the numerator will be 297. Excellent. Now, here's the great thing about this. If this happened to be, say, 14, well, the 4 would go here, you'd add 1 more here, make that a 3. So it's actually really pretty easy. And at this point, we have negative 125 over 27 plus 297 over 27, which of course means we need to just combine into a single denominator of 27. Negative 125 plus 297 is positive 172. It's 297 minus 125, and the largest is the positive, so this is going to be a positive. And you can check to see if this is simplified or not. On your calculator, you would press math, enter after typing in 172 over 27. I'll show you that in just a second, but that's all you would have to do. But you will still just see this as the answer. All right, let me go ahead and bring up the calculator to show you how to go ahead and type this in. I'll see you there. Okay, so here's the calculator. Now, what I'm going to be doing for these videos is I'm going to be using the TI-84 emulator that you can actually download yourself from Texas Instruments, and you should look in Blackboard for the link to do so. Now, for the purposes of this course, I'll be using the TI-84 plus CE. I will show you a couple of different ways of doing things sometimes, depending on what kind of calculator y'all may have. But make sure that you always have a TI-84 calculator. A TI-83 really does not work well There are certain things that a TI-83 cannot do that you really want to be able to use your calculator for, that you really want to be able to do with a regular TI-84 calculator. So make sure that you have a TI-84. Okay, so how do we do this? We want to do 172 over 27. So 172 divided by 27. Click enter. And notice it gives me the decimal equivalent. So let's go over here on the left-hand side on the calculator. It says math. And then that little arrow here that says frac, that means that if you click enter, it says ANS arrow frac. And to see what the actual fraction is, just click enter one more time. And notice that this actually will go ahead and simplify this into its simplified form, as much as possible at least, making that 172 over 27. And that's pretty much it. Now, let me go ahead and show you a couple of things. Now, if I click on Classic, if I do 127 over 72, excellent. Sorry, 172, my apologies. 172 over 27. There we go. And then if I do math, enter, it doesn't look really any different until you reach this point. Notice that with this classic view, it doesn't have that ability to do that fraction over fraction. So make sure that you always want math print on if you have that option. Not all of you will. Another thing, in order to put a fraction in, as in that fraction over a fraction, you can do alpha y equals enter. And notice that you'll be able to type in a fraction over a fraction, or even if you have a mixed number, alpha y equals, and then you can do the UND there, which then you can type in a mixed number there. And alpha y equals enter. This right here, that number 3 there, actually converts between improper fraction to mixed number. So if we do that, notice that that 6.3 blah, 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 blah is actually 6 and 10 over 27. That's in mixed form. But if I do that one more time, notice that it puts it back in the improper fraction form. Excellent. And then one more thing, this FD on number 4, alpha y equals number 4 there, it just converts it from the decimal form back into the fraction form. By the way, to get all this, I just click enter one more time. That just redoes the previous thing. But if you want to go to previous stuff here, you can do second enter as many times as you need to, and it will start going back into the things you entered in the calculator before. And there you go. So just a small little crash course into the calculator. We'll be using the calculator a whole lot more throughout the semester. Alrighty, I'll see you in the next video. Have fun.